Is it time to start breaking some rules? Come with me and find out. Hi, this is Charlotte Thornton, the career mentor for actors, looking at breaking the rules. What I'm actually looking at today is your rules, your own rules. We've all got a set of rules that we live by. And if other people break them, we judge them by, which is a great way to notice your rules. Your judgments of other people are usually that they're doing something you think they shouldn't do. Because you have a rule. The rule and the should are connected and they can cause this judgment of other people. But what I'm more interested in, although it'd be lovely not to judge other people, certainly help you. What I'm more interested in is looking at those rules, looking at those judgments and seeing how you are imprisoned by them. We're interested in you being as free as possible, free to create as an actor, free to create in your business, and free just in your own body to be at peace. And the thing with rules and judgments is that they tend not to bring peace. They bring high level of scrutiny and shoulds, and it's stiff, it's rigid, aren't they? We think of rules as being rigid and, to me, sort of anti-creativity. But when they become a judgment and therefore a prison that we live in, because we won't do what we judge someone else for unless we're a real hypocrite, in which case they'll then add on some self-loathing. On the whole, we have rules, we don't do it. So when other people do it, we judge them. When really some of what it is that we're envious that they are free because they don't have the rule that we have. Now, if that rule is really important to you, absolutely fine to have it. But often we don't realize that the rules have just been absorbed and we didn't choose them. And so what we want to get to, this is true empowerment, is choice. It's been taking every rule, every should under the microscope and saying, do I choose this? Is this a rule I've absorbed? Do I agree with it? And maybe there's part of us that will be triggered and feel very strongly that we do agree with it, especially if it was a rule in the family or is still a rule in the family. These things are very strong. We don't want to feel disloyal. But some of them, when we can see that actually they become judgments about other people and how other people behave or what they wear or their manners or their language or their whatever, boyfriend choices, career choices, they become judgments. But usually it's because we have a rule. I'm not allowed to do it. So why should they be able to do it? And it's really important when we start to look at becoming more confident or getting rid of the inner critic, that we soften judgments about other people. And that involves putting our rules under the microscope and going, I've just absorbed these rules. These were not my rules. I've absorbed them. And now I choose, does that rule stay or does that rule go? So I want you to be free to be creative, to make whatever choices you feel are right intuitively, which comes from here, rather than from a set of rules and rigidity up here. There's another lady who talks about judgment being the absence of love. And often we justify it going, well, I might judge them for doing that, but I would never do it. I set the same standard for myself. And that's what I mean by we live in that prison. And it's not a prison of self-love. Well, no, prison and love don't really kind of go together. So we're freeing ourselves from all these rules and shoulds, not to then lead to anarchy, but to lead to being discerning. Yeah, just because I might have compassionate about someone else's choices doesn't mean to say I want to do it myself, or just because I have empathy for maybe someone's difficult journey doesn't mean to say I invite a whole load of thieves and murderers around for dinner because I'm so compassionate and empathic. We can still be discerning. But there's an edge and you'll feel it if you start to get in the body, which actors are great at, get in the body out of the head and start to feel that discernment between being discerning and judging, like harsh rule. No, you're not allowed to do this, or people who do that are this. We all have them, okay? We all just absorb them. So now just decide, I'm going to look at this market. Wait a minute, do I agree with this? Or actually, is there a time to be free from this? You will free yourself from judgments of other people, which ends up being a judgment of self, and you'll free yourself up from some restrictions that may be holding you back. So is it time to break the rules? Over to you. Have a look at your rules. You may not even know you have some of these rules, but start to see either judgments will tell you you've got a rule, or the should. You will hear, I should do this. There's a rule. You should be outside because it's sunny. Yeah, that's a great time to be outside. But, you know, the shoulds are harsh, and we just want to soften around anything harsh so we can be nice and free and agile. So that's my mindset tip for today. I will be looking at, I flagged this already, if you're in London, I've got my audition mindset class coming up on the 17th of May at the Actors Guild. We'll be looking at all kinds of things like this that block us from being truly creative in the audition space predominantly, but like I say, that audition space is bigger now. That audition space is casting director workshops. It's anytime an industry professional is watching you work. And that can happen when you're on screen, when you're on stage. We want to be at peak. And we also want to be at peace. And that's what I think I can really help you with. So there'll be a link to that below. But yeah, just if you're not in England or not in London or don't feel that's right, you're not available, then just take the mindset thing and start to look at those rules and see where you can free yourself. Lovely. If you do like this video, hit the like. Let me know. I'm still an actor. I like a bit of applause. Hit the like and I'll see you next time. Bye.